Okay, what is going on, guys? Welcome to a new YouTube video. This video has been very hard to make, like really difficult for the longest time. Honestly, I never even planned on ever posting this or saying this story. You know, after a good couple years of hiding it and just keeping it to myself, and you know, especially spending some time with the Lord through just through everything, right, through thick and thin. When I made my video of how I went through depression and how I'm currently still going through it, of course, I of course didn't mention this story, and it's because, well, one, I didn't feel comfortable with it. Well, I really just felt like I don't know, that it wouldn't be taken seriously because I'm a male. It took me a really long time to open up about this, even to my closest friends who you've seen on my YouTube channel. I barely decided to open up about this situation that happened to me in 2021. You know, it took a long time to really open up because this is not something that, you know, a male can talk about. But just coming from the male aspect, because I'm a guy, it honestly just felt really like it. Oh my gosh, like I'm already struggling just kind of trying to talk about it, but I think it's about time, you know, that I talk about it. And I think it's after some time with praying and really deciding to keep it in. I now just turned 25 recently this month, so let me tell you how it happened. So back in 2021, there was a time when I got invited to go to a gay bar, and you know, I'm straight. I'm not bi. I just want to clarify that right now. I am straight. I'm not bi. I'm like, dude, I'm totally straight, okay? But, you know, I'm not homophobic or nothing. Like, I never had a problem with gay people, with, you know, the gay community or anything like that. So I have an old friend who invited me to pull up to this gay bar to celebrate his birthday because, well, he's gay. But so he just told me, he's like, hey, I know it's not your scene really. I know, like, this isn't the kind of bar that you would go to typically, but it's my birthday, so I was just extending the invite if you wanted to come and celebrate. And you know, he's my friend, so I was like, dude, of course. Like, I don't care about the place. It's about the people, right? So, and I am having a great time. You know, it is cool. You know, I'm just there for my friend, nothing else. I'm there to just have drinks and celebrate with him, spend some time with him. You know, because I care, he's my friend, right? So I'm there for him. And then, you know, surprisingly at a gay bar. So, by the way, I just want to mention, this is one before I found the Lord as well. So I was living my sinful life. I was, you know, I'm not the person that you guys are seeing now currently in my recent YouTube videos preaching, you know, preaching about the Lord and stuff. So this is in 2021. So, you know, I'm there, I'm having a good time. I'm there for him. Like I said, I'm there because I want to celebrate my friend's birthday. And I'm surprised because there was a lot of women there too. Like, there was a lot of cute girls that actually go to gay bars. And so I was like, dang, maybe this isn't all that bad. I was like, my gay friend can hit on these males, and I, as a straight guy, can just get some tail and, you know, like, flirt it up with these cute chicks. And I was like, I was hoping they're not gay, right? Because it is a gay bar, so I was hoping I'd have a chance. And luckily I did. You know, I was having fun with these females, and, you know, we were having drinks, we were taking on shots together. I was flirting it up here and there, you know. And then toward, like, the end of the night, of course, you know, I was drinking a lot with these women, so I was already getting pretty drunk. So then, you know, these girls leave. And I'm kind of like, oh, okay, well, that's where the fun ends for me. I mean, you know, I was with the women, so, like, that's it for me. Like, I was getting pretty wasted. The alcohol was kicking in a lot more now. That's when I'm starting to black out. So I really do not remember what events are happening around me or who I'm talking to. I'm just getting glimpses throughout the night of what I remember seeing. So the last two things I remember seeing is me, you know, taking off my shirt, and you know there's a stripper pole there, so and there were still girls around, so I was like, oh shit, let me you know, and I work out a lot often, so I kind of wanted to show off to these girls, and you know I had that that liquid confidence. So I was like, oh my gosh, let me just show off my abs and my body to these women, right? That were present still, that I didn't leave. And you know, naturally I gained the attention of like all the males, because well, ever since I was in high school, there's literally every single gay guy had a crush on me. There's not one that I didn't know that didn't like me. And I had plenty of gay friends in high school, so yeah, like really, like I'm not a homophobe. I'm not, you know, like if you're chill with me, I'm chill with you, and if you do you, you know, you do you, I'll do me. Like we're good. Just respect my fucking boundaries. But yeah, so I take my shirt off, and then I'm dancing on this pole, and I black out, and I gain a glimpse of my consciousness back again throughout the night, and then I'm seated at the bar table, and you know, I remember that these gay guys come up to me, and they start offering me shots, and of course I'm wasted, so of course I say yes, you know, because back then, well, I would drink, like go big or go home, you know, so like if I'm not there to get wasted, then why am I there in the first place? After I took a shot with these guys, I blacked out. Like literally right after I took it, I blacked out. And then the next thing that I remember is just waking up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, dang. I was like, I drove. And how did I get home? I was like, there's no way that this time I pulled off driving home, because I was blacked the fuck out. Like, there's just absolutely no way. This is where my heart dropped. I receive a message saying, hey, my name's Fernando. It's funny because it's my name. So, but I receive a message from a number saying, hey, it's Fernando. Like, you told me to text you. You told me to hit you up. And he proceeds to send a mirror picture of himself to show me how he looks like. And so I'm like, who the fuck are you? Who is this? And then he proceeds to tell me, oh, we met last night at the bar. We made out. And my fucking heart dropped. Like, it sunk to my stomach. I felt so hollow and so heavy in my chest at the same time. You know, it really made me so uncomfortable, because I was sexually assaulted when I was blacked out. And you know, I never ever spoke about this, because I know that I never told my friends at the time. I never told my dad. I never told anyone. I kept it to myself. You know, because it was uncomfortable. Like, I know I'm straight, bro. So reading that message really bothered me. And you know, so I reply, and I tell him, I'm like, dude, I'm like, no. I was like, I don't fucking know you. Like, excuse me guys for the cursing, my bad. I'm really trying to improve that, but I'm like, so I was like, no, I don't fucking know you. I was like, dude, if what you're saying is true, I was like, then I was like, you fucking assaulted me. I was like, I was blacked out, drunk, I was wasted. I was like, you're really gonna take me being drunk as a fucking sign to take advantage of me? Like, what? So, you know, after I sent my message, I immediately blocked the number, and then I received video of my friend. I receive a video from my friend, and he sends me this video he took of that his friend took of me that night. And after I was done, you know, like dancing for the ladies, I come down and I'm still dancing because of course I'm wasted. So I'm just in the mood. I'm in a I'm in a dancing mood. It's the liquid courage, right? So, but then there's a drag queen that proceeds to approach me, and that fucking bitch is holding my hands and proceeds to make out with me. And I don't remember that either. I was blacked out. So I had, as of what I know right now, there were 2 males that took advantage of me when I was blacked out drunk. I was wasted. And I have no memory of it because of how much I drank. So, you know, it is the most uncomfortable thing I've even ever had to explain or mention or storytell, whatever you want to say, because as a male, this disgusts me. I know my sexual orientation, and there were plenty of times where I have drank with these gay friends before this situation ever happened. There were plenty of times where, you know, because they're friends, I've invited them over. They've invited me over to their place. You know, with multiple people. I've drank plenty of times with them, and I couldn't tell my friends that I was sexually assaulted because I feel like they would take it as a fucking joke. Especially how I joke around with them. You know, it's funny, like nowadays, you know, us straight guys, we joke around and sus with our boys, whatever the hell. Like, we all fucking do it. And if you don't do it, then there's someone in your group that fucking does it. So, you know, I was that guy. So I feel like if I told them what happened to me, even though how uncomfortable and how violated I felt like they would have just joked about it. I felt like they would have been like, yeah, seems pretty real. Like, you know, the truth comes out when you're drunk, right? Like, I felt like they would have hit me with that shit. I felt like they really wouldn't have taken me seriously. So I never went to them. I never ever was gonna go to them. Because I was like, nah, dude, these guys, as much as I love and trust these guys at the time, I was like, yeah, there's no way they're going to take me seriously. There's no way that they're going to look at me and say, you know, that, like, there's just no way they're going to take it seriously, because they're going to, I feel like they really would just tell me, okay, the truth comes out when you're drunk, so, like, you know, and you make all these jokes, so, like, maybe it's just the truth, and fuck no, it's not the truth, because, like I was saying before, and I've drunken with them many times, so where I'm going with this is, literally, every time I drank with a gay friend, they always tried hitting on me. They always were saying something sexual towards me. They were either trying to put their hands on me. And every single time I drank with them, in whether it was in private, just in a room, us hanging out, or with multiple people, I always fucking denied their requests to do shit, because I do not fucking swing that way. That's the truth as well for my part. Every time I had a gay friend hit on me, try to put their hands on me, try to say something sexual to me, because they'd confess, the liquor would be in their system, you know, so they'd confess. They'd be like, dude, you're so hot, I want to do things, and I'd be like, well, too fucking bad, bro, I'm straight. Like, and I tell myself, I'm like, just because I'm under influence don't think that something's going to change or something's going to happen, because fuck no, I like women. So there's no fucking way that you're going to get what you want just because you think I'm under influence or something like that. And, you know, so I had many options to, quote, test my sexuality. But there was never ever gonna be a fucking opportunity that I take, because I know who the fuck I am. I know who God wants me to be. More importantly, I just have to explain that part because, well, I'm a male who was sexually assaulted by males, gay males. So I feel like I just have to, say that for me, I guess, because of the trauma. And that's another reason I've been really pretty depressed at that time when everything. If you've seen my video, this is a story that I've left out. But I was taken advantage of by gay men at a gay bar, when I was heavily under influence and wasted. That's on my fault. I blame myself, because, even with this friend of mine, we're not that close. So I shouldn't have just fully let my guard down. But honestly, it was the women that made me, that, had me let my guard down a bit, because, well, I was having a great time with the girls, and so if they wanted shots, then I'd take shots, and we just make out, and, so I was sending like crazy and having fun. So the women is what really brought my barriers down, and so I was drinking more and more and more. I'm still taking the blame for that part, so I shouldn't have drank that much, especially because I knew I was driving. So I received a message. I've seen a video of me getting taken advantage of by a drag queen. I was telling my friend, I was like, why didn't you stop me? Why didn't you stop them? So I was mad. I was furious when I woke up. Back then, I was too much of a nice guy. I was way too nice. If I remember correctly, he just said like, hey, well, I'm sorry, I was wasted too, and I was doing my own thing and whatever. So if I remember, I just basically said like, you're good. It was your birthday. Like, it's not your job, but like, I wish you did something. I really wish you did something, because I feel fucking violated right now and disgusted. So, but I'm like, it's okay. All I said is okay. It's okay. And I just sat there. I just laid there right after I woke up, and I looked at these messages, and I saw that video of me with another man, not consensually. And there will never ever be a time where it is consensually, because I'm not fucking gay or bi. There will never be a fucking time. You couldn't even pay me to do anything like that. So, I'm just sitting there after reading what I read, seeing what I saw, and, and I start doubting who I am because of it. So, and I just want to be fully honest with you. This is what I experienced after I realized what happened. So I don't want to hide anything. As a sexual assault victim, as a male, sexually assaulted by another male, if I can help out anyone who has been sexually assaulted, and, sexual assault is bad, whatever it is. It doesn't matter how what length it is. If it's just kissing or if it's further than that, they're all bad. They're all fucking horrible. No one should ever have to go through it, male or female. No one should ever have to go through that stuff. So, and I felt like I couldn't talk about it either, because I was just kissed. I was just made out with by another male. I'm like, oh, well, if I talk about mine, I feel like I'm gonna get judged, and they're gonna be like, hey, well, it was just kissing, like, chill the fuck out, bro. Like, I literally felt like people would, degrade my case because it was just lips. But no, I have, recently I told myself, I'm like, sexual assault is sexual assault, and it's just not fucking okay. It's not fucking okay to take advantage of someone when they're under influence, or, it's not your fucking green light to do whatever the fuck you want. And that's, like I said, for both genders. You shouldn't fucking do that. And if you're like that, then fuck you. After I sat there, and this was the scariest part, because I was doubting who I was. I was like, am I bi? Am I gay? I was like, there's no way. I knew I wasn't. But because of what happened, I was doubting my own sexuality. I was looking up, literally, I was Googling. I was like, hey, I was sexually assaulted by a male last night. Like, am I bi? Am I gay? I knew I was wasted. So there's no way. I know I was already clicking the dots that hey, it's not my fucking fault. But because I was too nice, I was trying to justify these perpetrators of mine, and I was using that fucking BS on me. I was like, well, the truth comes out, right? And I'm like, but that's bullshit, because I've had so many opportunities when I've drank with my gay friends, and I've always fucking declined them. I always said, dude, you're not getting what you want. They've asked me for photos, they asked me to test out my sexuality, because every fucking gay guy's told me, how do you know you're straight if you haven't even tried? Like, fuck you guys. I know who the fuck I am. Every straight guy knows who the fuck they are. And if they don't, then okay, they will be the ones to give you the green light and test out things, but not me. I've always strictly fucking stood my fucking ground. I've always planted my foot down. I said, fuck no, I know who I am. I'm straight. I've always liked women. I've always will like women. But that was the scariest part I had to face. I was like, why am I questioning my sexuality? Why? Why am I questioning something that I've always known my entire life? Now, why am I questioning it now because of this situation? And it scared the absolute shit out of me. I was like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Like, if I know deep down in my heart, as cliche as it sounds, that I'm straight, then why am I questioning it? But of course, it's that mental fuck, it's that mental mind fuck of the trauma of being sexually assaulted by the same sex. It's normal. It's normal, and it's a normal reaction. After thinking about it and after shedding some tears, because I cried a lot, and I still kind of want to cry, because I was sexually assaulted by gay guys, and I thank God that it wasn't worse. I thank the Lord that He was there that night to prevent anything else from happening. I thank God. I just thank God so much. Thank the Lord, man. Thank the Lord, bro, for protecting me that night, because, like, no one should have to go through that. Whether that's, just being touched by the hand, or being kissed, or taking it further. No one should have to go through any sexual assault. I thank God that He was protecting me, and this fucking hair is bothering me. But I thank the Lord that He was protecting me that night, and so amen to God, man. Amen. Thank the Lord. I thank God. And I'm glad it wasn't worse, but it's still traumatizing, the amount that happened. So that after crying that morning, I wanted to tell someone, but I didn't trust anyone enough to tell them the situation. I didn't think anyone would take me seriously. I just decided to do the worst thing possible, which was shove it way deep down or shove it way to the side. Never talk about it again. Never bring it up. Until one day, in 2025 or 2024, I had, who you've seen in my videos, Brenda, my friend. She was over and we were watching the show Quiet Kids on Set, and it wasn't until I came across the actor Drake Bell, who plays Drake from Drake and Josh, and I was shocked when I saw him pull up on the camera, and he said that he was sexually assaulted, and he was just raped, and seeing a very loved childhood actor of yours, growing up, say that he was sexually assaulted, I guess, toward the end of his episode, it triggered me, and I was getting emotional, and I was talking. Me and my friend Brenda were talking about how sad it was, and I, of course, was kind of holding, back my tears, like that pressure in my throat. When you're holding back. I was, I had that, and I was just telling her, and I was like, I was getting really defensive. I was like, no, yeah, dude. I was like, people have no fucking boundaries, and I was like, especially, I was getting specific. I was like, especially gay guys. I was like, they have no fucking boundaries. They really don't. I was like, fuck them, dude. Fuck, nah. And when I say fuck them, I mean specifically my perpetrators. Even to this day, I have nothing against gay guys. I have nothing against gay people. I just have straight up beef with those perpetrators of mine. But will I ever go to a gay bar again? Fuck no. After the episode, well, I left the room to go to the bathroom, but I didn't even have to use the bathroom. It was just to escape to. And as I was going to the bathroom, I stopped in my kitchen, and I was just like going back and forth. I was like, should I tell her? Should I tell a friend? Should I not? Should I keep this to myself still? But I know something in me really wanted to explain it, and I needed someone, especially after seeing this one of these really cool childhood actors of mine open up after so long. Who you would have never thought he was going through all that during Drake and Josh, So it motivated me to bite the bullet and just tell my friend who was there at the time. And so, I tell her, I start crying, and, she comforts me. And it felt good. I literally felt the weight come off my shoulders a bit, but, it was only a bit because I knew I still had to tell my dad at some point. I reunite with my friend Rob, who you've seen on my channel. Me and him had a rocky relationship for so long since we were growing up, but now we're best friends, and that's how the bestest of friendships begin, right? So, and he's gay. He is gay, by the way. So I told myself I was never going to tell that guy, especially because he's gay, and I don't want him. I don't feel comfortable telling a gay guy this, And then, with time, I told my friend Rob, and I tell him too. I'm like, I didn't want to tell you because you're gay, and I got sexually assaulted by gay males, so I don't feel comfortable telling you, and I never planned to, but here we are. Here we are. I think I should let it out and get some weight off my chest and my shoulders, and from there, I ended up telling my dad, and his reaction was what I expected. He was ready to commit crimes against the people that did it to me. He was already asking me for information of where it happened, who they were, if I knew them, if I had their number, etc. Because he was gonna find them, and he was gonna do things. As a father, you don't mess with your kids. You don't mess with their kids. So I would have had the same reaction that he did, and I'm not gonna say what he would have done, but I would have had the same reaction if you messed with my kids and I heard what happened to them. If they told me what happened to them with these people, I would have probably done way worse or just as bad. What my dad would have done. My dad told me, he was like, what is it that they did? And I just said, what I told you guys. Oh, they made out with me when I was blacked out, unconscious, drunk. They took advantage of me. He was like, that's all? I was like, from what I felt that morning when I woke up, that is all. They just made out with me, and there was video proof, and and he was like, okay, from now on, accept what happened. It's your fault for literally going out and drinking to get drunk, and I accepted it. I was like, yes, it's my fault. I shouldn't have done it, but I was stupid and young back then. I mean, I'm still young, right? But I was more stupid than I am right now. Because I was there to just get drunk, and especially, like I said, the women let me have my guard down, so I was fooled, and so it's my fault. I take responsibility for allowing myself to get wasted like that. And but he said, accept it, be glad nothing else happened, and move on, because this is in the past. So just do not let the past linger in your present and ruin your days. Just accept what happened, move on, and and you can heal from this. And I said, okay, I will. And that's exactly what I've been doing. This is a video I've been wanting to make for so long, but like I said, it's been tough, especially because I'm a male who is sexually assaulted by males. It's not easy to talk about, but and then as time went by, I would see actors commit suicide. So at the time when his name is James Ranson. He played Eddie in It Too, the adult version, right? When they were grown up. He committed suicide, a month or two later after I had this conversation with my dad. And I realized he did it because he couldn't handle the rape, the sexual assault that he went through by a male. And hearing that online, I mean, like I said, it made me feel something because I'm a victim myself, So I was like, wow, that fucking sucked. I recently watched a documentary on, Chester Bennington, the lead singer for Linkin Park at the time. And he had a history of sexual abuse as well. And, he committed suicide eventually down the road. And so, just seeing all these actors go through these things that you never really heard them talk about, or it motivated me to use my story. And like I said, I thank the Lord that he protected me and it didn't get any worse. Any sexual assault is bad, and there is no comparison to who has the worst story. If you were sexually assaulted, it is just as bad as the next person. I wish it never happened to you, if it has happened. But these actors that were assaulted were males, and they've just all been doing suicide. And so I wanted to use my story. And if you're a male and you're watching and you're a subscriber of mine, or if you're not, and you've experienced the same symptoms that I have, doubting your sexuality, like, oh my gosh, maybe you're having an identity crisis like I did. It's totally normal. It's part of the trauma. It's just a symptom of the trauma. You are you. It doesn't, just because you're assaulted by the same sex, it does not mean your sexual orientation has changed. I've done my own research. I was thinking about seeing a therapist. I still have never seen a therapist to this day after everything I went through. God is my therapist. Muay Boran, martial arts, is my therapy. I've just done my own research. I looked up what I was feeling constantly. And I was just reading that it's normal to feel this way for victims. It's especially in males, this, etc., etc. So I just want to say, if you're a male and you were sexually assaulted by another male and you haven't told anyone, you don't have to say anything, but just know that everything you feel is valid. If you have an identity crisis, or if you're questioning, your sexuality, whatever it may be, it's normal. It's completely normal. But definitely, if you have a trusted person to tell that person, because the physical weight you feel off your shoulders is real. And I've been doing a lot better with it. This is actually the first time I've ever opened up about it publicly to a YouTube video where there's gonna be maybe a big audience. I don't know, but even though it's been years, here and there, I still get the fear of the situation. I still get that, like, oh shit, you might be bi. And I'm like, no, the way I see it now, because I'm close to God, is I'm having spiritual attacks, because I feel like Satan, I feel like the devil wants me to think that, so I have to try and prove myself that I'm not. bi or gay, so I could, because I feel like Satan wants me to open up the web browser on my phone and watch porn, and to prove that I'm not bi or gay. And when I you know, and after I opened up about it to my friends, that's what I was experiencing. I was like, oh, I have to watch porn. I have to make sure I get hard and watching these women online. And because if I don't, then maybe that's the truth. Maybe I am bi. Maybe I am gay. But no, that's not the truth. So the way I see it is, it's a spiritual attack every time that thought comes to mind. Every time I have that physical weird feeling of like, dude, oh, I'm uneasy because of the trauma still. Because it happens out of the blue. You know, it's not scheduled. It just randomly happens. So I feel like it's just Satan trying to push me mentally to get me to sin against the Lord, so he could have his way, and I'll just feel guilty at the end of the day, because I don't want to sin against God. You know, I'm not perfect, so I know I'll sin against him regardless till I die, but I know that I could reduce my sin by continuously chasing the Lord. So I see. I ask myself, what would I do to get someone to sin against God? And that's one thing I would do. I would add the fear. I would kick the fear in them, and to get them to sin. And so Satan is a smart guy. So, but I'm not falling for his fucking dumbass tricks. I've fallen for them before, but I don't need to fall for them again. And I haven't been for a really cool minute. So it feels good, because the Lord is my strength. He's my shepherd, and he's always with me. And the Lord knows who I am, because he calls me by my name, not my sin. So there's no reason for me to prove anything anymore to myself or to God, because God knows me and my sexual orientation, and I know myself and my sexual orientation. So, if I just wanted to say the story, so in case anyone is struggling, to my male audience, in case anyone is struggling, it'll pass. It'll pass. Tell someone you can trust. And, even now, nothing against the gay community. Just specifically those fucking perpetrators of mine. Fuck you guys. They've even tried following me on Instagram a couple times years ago. Kept fucking blocking them. Fuck those douchebags. Fuck them. But now, I'll never step in a gay bar again. I believe gay guys do not have fucking boundaries. I only trust really one gay guy, and that's my best friend Rob, who you see in my videos. So he's gay, and I trust him. He's the only gay guy that I really trust right now. And I have other gay acquaintances. I'm cool with them, but I don't trust them like I do with my boy Rob. So shout out to you, Rob. But that's all I want to say, guys. And so if you listened through the whole way, thank you so much for your time. And if you relate, feel free to comment. Your friends don't have to know. Or if you want to make an account, a whole anonymous account, and comment on this video, and tell me if you've been through anything or whatever, then feel free. This is a safe space. I try to make my YouTube channel, I try to be as real as possible in my YouTube channel. I don't want to lie about I don't want to lie about my failures. I don't want to lie about anything. So this is what I went through. It took me a long time to open up, but I did. And God helped me through it. My friends helped me through it. My dad helped me through it. Training helped me through it. And you can get through it. So, I want to cry right now still just thinking about it. But you're strong, and it's okay, it'll get better. It will pass. This will only make you stronger, and even if it takes a long time, you got it. Don't let it defeat you. But thank you guys. Like I said, if you watched the whole way through, thank you for your patience, thank you for your time, for your ears, for listening. I love you guys. I'm glad I'm actually making a video of this, and I'm glad I'm gonna be posting this for awareness for my male audience and for any male that has been sexually assaulted. So I love you guys. Thank you guys. And as always, if you had a meal, if you have a roof over your head, if you have good health to physically discipline yourself, if you had water, friends, family, then thank the Lord, our Father in heaven, Jesus Christ. I will see you guys in the next video. Stay strong. You are a soldier of Christ. So, see you guys in the next video. Thank you.